what happens after a connection? After talking to someone or meeting someone, what happens to them? What happens to them in your sequence of events for your business? That right there is what I was talking about to a bigger brokerage with a few hundred agents. And we're trying to figure this out with them. I took some notes and I want to share this with you because you're leaving, in some cases, depending on how big your business is, you're leaving millions of dollars on the table because of not having a sequence like this. I simply call it, and of course I made an acronym for it, right? But it's messy. MESSY. We'll go into it really shortly. I have it written down. If you need this, by the way, just message me. I'll send this over. M is for mailing, so actual mail still works. E is for email. S is for smart plans. S is for social media. And then Y is for your events. We're going to go into this deeply because there are steps for all of these things because I need it to be in a process so it can be duplicated. I want it to be scalable. So even if you're a single business owner, like real estate agent or anything really, or a team like us, right? Or brokerage, like I had a big brokerage, it doesn't matter. This is important to your growth so that you take whoever you meet and introduce them into who you are, into your culture, into your brand, so that you can slowly win them over. Because what I've noticed over the years of working with a lot of different consumers is that they'll start seeing you in different avenues, whether it's on social, online, mailing, different forms, and then they'll finally start trusting what they see, and that's you delivering whatever message that is. Hopefully, it's a similar message over and over, right? But the point is that it needs to be in a lot of different forms, and it needs to be consistent over a long period of time to bring them from an audience to a trusted audience to transacting with you, and then further on, right? Because then we go into the HOP method. Your brand meets them at home, in person, and online, right? Those HOP. So let's get into the very first one in the acronym MESSY. First one is M, and I have it written down here as mailing. There are different options here when it comes to mailing. We currently do these. We do handwritten notes, and there are a lot of different companies you can use for handwritten notes. There's handwritten, there's audience, there's think.io. There's a lot of different companies. Send out cards, just to name a few. Handwritten notes, there's postcards, the good old postcards that still work depending on the messaging, right? Gifting through companies like Client Giant. I love Client Giant. We currently use them. Holiday cards, right? Just simple holiday cards you can pick up on at Target, Amazon, wherever you want. And then birthday cards. It's just celebrating somebody's birthday, anniversary, things like that. The idea behind the mailing is that people, when they pick up something, I'm trying to pick up something handwritten, when they pick up something that's handwritten and they see that you took the time to write it out, it means a lot to them psychologically. So whether it's you writing it out or whether it's you hiring a company like Handwritten or Audience or whoever, you need to do this. And if you're a single agent, you need to go to Amazon, Target. You can do this on your own. If you're a bigger team or brokerage, like we are, we outsource it so that it happens and we scale it and we automate it, right? So look to that, because when people receive something in the mail that is handwritten quarterly, they feel like you care about them a lot more. And I don't know about you, but in any business, I want to connect with people. If you're trying to target me as a consumer, I want to connect with you if I feel like you actually care about me. And the thing is, that's what we should have in mind. Like, connect with people, give them value, make them feel something good, right? Or on the extremes, but make them feel, because that's what nudges them to say, who is this? This is crazy. This is awesome. This is amazing. And that's where we prefer the handwritten note aspect. You can do a letter, you can do postcards, which we do as well, but decide when you're meeting someone, if it's somebody that you're meeting for the first time, where are you going to put them in the mail sequence? Is it going to be a handwritten note? Is it going to be a postcard? Is it going to be a gift? Is it going to be a holiday card? Is it going to be birthday? And who deserves to be on all of those, right? There's only very few on my list that deserve to be on all of those, right? That's if they're really in my world. And I know that we talk often. They get a lot of love from me. I get a lot of love from them. They send me business. I send them business and a lot of value. So for me, I would say if you're meeting them for the first time, you're probably going to want to send them a note card immediately. And that's why I love going to handwritten, just boom, 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 boom. Thanks, it was great to meet you. Next, they're probably going to get a birthday card from me or something along the lines, if I have their birthday, right? If I'm meeting them for the first time and I'm just going to try to make an impression on them, if I have their address, hey, blah, 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 blah. It's great talking to you. Listen, let me send you something in the mail. I always like to send out maybe whatever it is, handwritten newsletter, or I want to update you through a postcard, or I want to send you a little gift. And it was great meeting you, and I think we connected well. Whatever that looks like for you. If you're going to mail them something and you connected enough with them to be able to get their address, whether it's home or work, then I would suggest that you mail them something handwritten first. If you're re-meeting somebody for the first time and it's somebody that you had done business with in the past, or they're very close to you, I would even say, why don't you up it and give them a gift through Client Giant or whatever company you want, or the handwritten card with a gift card like Starbucks. The point is, you want to leave an impression, and it's a fresh impression. You re-met them. You're almost reintroducing yourself to these people that you should have been staying in contact with for a long time. But now you're going to decide to take this relationship further, right? And this is where we lose the biggest opportunity. You're meeting them again and you're reconnecting and saying, like I just re-met with somebody at the coffee shop here. And I'm like, hey, I think it's Michael. Michael, dude, so nice to see you again. I don't know what happened, but we should have reconnected. Listen, I'm going to send you something in the mail. What's your home address? And be like, oh, yeah, I'll give it to you. And then I'll be like, is your email address still? I've got it right here. Or what's your email address? But that's further. So right now, decide if the people that you're meeting, if they're close and you should have stayed in contact with them through mailing, what is it going to be? Decide right now. And for me, I've already got this decision tree all set. So I need you to write down right now, what does that look like for you? Who would I send a birthday card to, anniversary, handwritten note card to say thank you, it was great meeting you, a gift or postcards to? Who would that be? If they're in my farm, they're getting a postcard. All right, that's mailing M for messy. This isn't a short one, so you can watch this in spurts. But this is the whole coaching session that I did with this brokerage. Number 2 is email. And I've got it here written down and on my screen. Email I've broken down into 3 sections. One is newsletters, other one is home search, and the third one was a CMA update. Now, if you don't have a newsletter, I would highly suggest that, I'm going to see, hopefully the audio is good, checking. Newsletter, I would highly suggest that you start one. If you have one, I'm going to challenge you to take a look at it again and say you're not providing enough valuable content that connects with your audience authentically on a personal level. People want to get to know you. Who are you? Why should I be working with you? And people, remember, connect with you on two levels: why you're doing something and how you're doing it. They don't care what you do. Everyone, for me specifically, everyone's a real estate agent, right? Over 1 million, 2 million, over 2 million real estate agents in the United States. So it's not what I do, it's why I do it and how I do it. That's what I want to get across here. So the newsletter allows me to demonstrate that to people in my database. I do, some newsletters go out weekly, and believe it or not, I have some that go out daily, right? So depending on your audience, who you have on a newsletter, if I'm meeting Michael, again, let's go back to Michael. I just talked to him at the coffee shop. Say, hey, Michael, I've got a newsletter. Let me add you. Are you on the newsletter, Michael? No, you know what? It just gives, it'll give you a better idea of what's happening in the community, best places to eat, just to keep you updated. Michael, is your email address? Yeah, it is. Go ahead. Audit. Yeah, I have him on there, by the way. So Michael gets a newsletter. Now I look at the next thing is a home search. And I'd say, hey, Michael, look, I know you're not buying anything anytime soon, or selling for that matter. But let me put you on a home search. At least you can see what's happening in the market. I'll send you that as well. And then if he owns a home, or if he owned a home, in this case, Michael doesn't, I would say, Michael, I'll probably add you to a home CMA. You get one a month through our system. So it'll give you your home value as well. Those are the three that I would definitely add people to. And here's the number one email opened in our industry as real estate agents. The number one email opened by the consumer is the home search email. We have people, I have a database of 160,000 people in our databases. And that is the number one email opened, hands down. Property searches. There's no reason everybody in your database should not have a home search. Everyone should have it. Because the moment they tell you over the phone, I'm not interested, put them on a home search if they're not on one already. And if they own a home, put them on a CMA, right? If they get one monthly. This re-engages them based on the value that they think they should be getting from real estate, right? Give them what they want. Now the newsletter adds that other depth to it. So you decide. You met somebody or re-met them, bring them into this world. I would recommend everybody on this. It's free, right? And MailChimp is free up to a certain amount. I think we've got like up to 2,000 emails sent in a month. So if you've got over that, then you're going to pay. But use whatever you want. The point is newsletter, home search, CMA. That's what E is on email. Next one is S, smart plan. Everyone that you have on, you should put on a smart plan. And for me, I outlined smart plan into 4, and I'm looking over here because I got it all written down for you. It is text. You need a texting campaign, calls, email nurturing, different from newsletter, and a happy birthday text or a message. So if I'm looking at this and saying, great, I just talked to Michael at the coffee shop. I just met him again after not talking to him for, I think it was like 3 years. It's been a while. Beginning of COVID, I think that's when I talked to him. I'm going to say, okay, got it. I'm going to reintroduce him into my texting campaign and just say, hey, it's just my sphere campaign. I have a smart plan for just nurturing my sphere. That means I'm going to let them know that I'm thinking about them in this texting campaign. Hey, here's a great article I just read. It's bringing them into my world of providing value consistently along the lines of what I do for a living, right? Which is I'm a real estate agent. So I'm providing value along those lines. Things that I would want if I'm the consumer. So this may take some time on your part, but I would outline what does a 3-year nurture campaign look like. And by the way, I've got one. If you need one, just message me. I know I have one somewhere. So next one would be calls. How often am I going to call Mike back? Well, chances are, as soon as I'm done, I have a sequence. As soon as I'm done meeting with Michael and seeing him, I'm going to be like, well, I've got his phone number. So when I get in the car, texting him, Michael, It was awesome seeing you, man. I think the last time we talked was during COVID. But listen, let's not let that happen again. You want to meet up for coffee? Right? I'm trying to bring him in to an actual in-person sit down or meeting just to catch up. Right? So he's going to get a text from me. Now, if he doesn't text back, I'll nudge him. But I'm also putting him in a smart plan so that I know that I'm terrible at following up with people long term because I go for the lowest hanging fruit. I don't know about you, but I'm just looking for people who want to transact. So I'm terrible at following up long term. So I let my systems do it for me. And that's what I want you to do. But you have to have a plan, right? Like who falls into what? In this case, Michael, I had met with him. I know what I'm going to do with him. So smart plan, 3-year nurture. Now I'm going to text him. Next, email nurturing. I'm also going to send him emails based on who he is. So I know Michael does not own a home. I know we know each other, so we're close, right? In this case, I would decide I'm probably going to put him in a texting email campaign that's a combo of both. This way I take care of that. And then lastly, a happy birthday message. I don't know, thinking back, I did not put Michael on a birthday campaign because I don't have his birthday. So one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to one of my team members and say, hey, can you reach out to Michael, get his birthday? I just want to make sure that we take care of him. That then will include mailing him a little birthday gift. I want to connect with Michael deeper because I know we're friends, and I know he can provide business for me, right? I'm talking about leaving money on the table. Well, I've been doing it too. So here you go. I'm going to connect with him deeper through mailing, sending him a birthday card, probably a little birthday gift through Client Giant, and then putting him into this drip and then sending him a text on his birthday as well. So that is the SMART plan. That's MES, right? Next is the other S. This is probably my favorite one and the one where we as real estate agents or business owners, big or small, just miss the ball. And that's social media. Social media I have outlined, and there's so much more to this, but I have outlined Facebook groups, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, retargeting. And you would have to think, well, if you meet somebody, which one of these are you going to put them in? Doesn't matter who they are. I'm going to do my best to retarget them if I have their information. Everyone in our database is retargeted, so that's easy, right? And if you're looking for a company, I think Street Text does it quite well for a very low price. And Ylopo, if you're part of Ylopo, they do it. If you have Lofty, I know they retarget as well. And all of those are slightly different. So I would say if you're using any one of those already, just tack on the retargeting. Then I'd probably say if I have a Facebook group, a community Facebook group, one for my past clients, one for my sphere, one just for a general audience in my area, I would definitely add them there. Michael, I'm like going back to Michael. Michael, yeah, it's been a while, blah, 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 blah. Listen, I'm going to add you to our Facebook group for the community as well. So not only am I putting him on a newsletter, setting him up on a property search, but I'm also going to add him to our Facebook group, our local Facebook group. And I don't have one. I'm just saying what you should do, right? We have different groups. One of them is not a community Facebook group, but definitely add yours. The other one is I'm going to look for Michael on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, X, wherever he's at. And I'm going to say, well, let's see where Michael's at. Friend him if that's how I want to roll with this relationship. In this case, yes. If I'm meeting this person for the first time, I would say to you, think about where the conversation is heading. Would you think they're comfortable with you connecting with them on social? I think it prompts a question on your part. If I'm meeting Michael for the first time, I'm going to say, hey, Michael, I'm on social, I'm on Instagram. Are you on Instagram by any chance? Right? Oh, awesome. Let me follow you. Are you on Facebook? Are you on X? Are you on LinkedIn? A lot of the people we meet, higher level executives, are only on LinkedIn and X. So that's an option. Now, here's what you do. Here's the big opportunity. And this is a whole separate video, so you can look it up. But it's LCM. Just type in the Google search bar or in the YouTube search bar, LCM Tristan, and then you'll see that whole video on what the hell is LCM. I won't get into it deeply. There's an LCM Plus too, but in essence, wherever Michael is, I'm going to be routinely liking, commenting, and messaging him on social wherever he is. And I'm probably going to be texting him. That's the plus video wise. If it's a long-term relationship through nurturing on social, if that's what I want to do with him. But that's how we treat everybody, right? On social, it's so much easier. It's free. We're just treating it like a CRM, and we're treating it like a business. That's what I want you to do. That is the second S. So that puts us at MESS. Last one is why. And why is where I'd say they're your events. Your events. What events are you having here? I outlined a whole bunch on this one because I think this is our biggest opportunity. One of my friends, Randy Courtney out of Arizona. I'm trying to see if the audio is going to work here. By the way, these little devices, amazing. DJI. Randy Courtney, he says, Tristan, this business, he's been in business for a long time out of Phoenix. I think it's Phoenix. He says, this business is nose to nose, toes to toes. And I like that. Nose to nose, toes to toes. So this is why events, when I meet you, my ultimate goal, meeting you for the first time, meeting you for a second time, or meeting you along the way, and I just didn't do a great enough job locking you in to my world. My goal is to bring you into my world, into an event. Here's what I've got. I've got community events. We'll go over those. I've got one-on-one coffee, my favorite. I love coffee. You know, I didn't drink coffee until I turned 40. It was crazy. It wasn't something that I look forward to. By the way, I hate the taste of coffee, but I love what it does to my brain besides wake it up. That's a whole separate thing, but 40, crazy, right? Your events, community events, one-on-one coffee, small gatherings, and that's like a lunch, a dinner, just small little masterminds possibly. And then sports events. You can also invite people to sports events. So here we go. Community events, I put up here when I was talking to this brokerage, give them the opportunity to do winter events, summer concert in the parks. I know one of my coaching clients is doing that really well. Thanksgiving pie, a few of my coaching clients do that really well. Halloween events, we had one. We had, I think it was 600 people. We had it at a local park. We invited not only our database, but we ended up inviting the community too, so it ended up being bigger. That was a great one. And then Easter or whatever you want. There's a big opportunity here. I know winter events are sometimes Santa Claus events with pictures, community events. The point is, you want to bring people into an in-person, nose to nose, toes to toes type of thing so they can connect with you in person. One-on-one, coffees for me are the best. I put a new coffee shop or the same one. I typically go to the same coffee shop because I get to know everyone knows me there already. They know what I like. They know my name. I know the owners. We've connected really well. So it makes it for a friendlier environment for people. So I love to meet at my favorite coffee shop. And when I sit down and connect with people, you know, after going through all of these different things, we dig in deeper into our relationship because at the end of the day, right, it's a relationship business. I need you to show up that way. Relationships, relationships, relationships every time. Doesn't matter if it's an online lead, social media, open house, relationships, right? So one-on-one coffee. Next, small gatherings. I put small lunch dinner, barbecue, potluck, tennis, movies, wine tour, beach day, the zoo, pickleball. I love pickleball. Where's my pickleball paddle? Somewhere around here. Pickleball. We invite people to these small gatherings. People love them. So think about that. Next, here I've got sports events. That means if you want to take a group over to watch a baseball game, which we've done, watch a soccer game, actual football, right? High school, college games. It's kind of big here in my area. Horse racing, we've done that before. There's so many different opportunities for you as an individual business owner, team, brokerage. Here's where, if you're a brokerage, you can have one of these bigger events that you can then say, hey, agent, bring in your sphere, bring in your database, invite them to this, because it's going to help you connect with them deeper. So let's recap, because I think this is where we leave the most money on the table. You need to understand just mentally, what is this process of taking people that I meet for the first time or people that I re-meet? What is the process I take them through? How do I bring them into my world to strengthen the relationship so that then they see me in as many places as possible to recreate or create that trust for the first time so that I can get business from this and I can provide value to them consistently over a very long period of time. And that is the simple acronym MESSY. And that's mail. I'm just reading this so I don't screw it up. MESSY, email, smart plan, social media, and your events. Hope that helps. I would drill this down for another 10 minutes, but I think I made my point. And let me know if you need any of the things that I mentioned here, any of the documents, or if you need me to connect you with any of the companies. I want you to remember one thing every time. I need you to show up so that the opportunity or opportunities show up. They don't show up unless you do. So show up.